Hey, you. My lovely son told me that the marriage is not going so well. Aren't you supposed to be his wife? How hard is it to understand my son's feelings and keep a good relationship between you two? Oh, I really can't believe my son married someone so incompetent.
I'm really sorry, but all the fights we're having are our own problems, so we're going to solve it on our own. So I don't think it's something we should really be talking about, even though you're my mother-in-law. I promise you that we'll solve it on our own. So could you just stay out of it and not try to intervene with our problems? That would really be appreciated.
You always say that whenever there is a problem, then what happens? You end up not solving the problem anyways. Do you remember? It was the same case last time too, wasn't it? Whenever my son comes home, all he does during the day is complain about how the marriage is not going well. How much pain are you making my son endure? You really are a terrible wife.
Oh, really? Even when he goes back home, our marriage problem is all he talks about?
I keep telling him it's about time you two have a divorce since it keeps getting worse. But he said he can't, and I asked him why. Then he told me that you keep crying and begging him to not have a divorce. You are like a disgusting parasite sucking the life out of my pure son. Can you please stop being so clingy and let my son go?
Hold on, wait. What? Is that really what he has been telling you? Sure, I do believe that having a divorce is not something you decide so lightly. But trust me, I would never be so shameless to cry or beg to not have a divorce.
I know it's an embarrassing thing to admit, but there is absolutely no reason for you to deny and lie. Like, I get it. My son is a very handsome man. He also works very hard to provide for the family and is such a gentleman, right? Which is exactly why I think he deserves someone so much better. Not someone useless like you. You can't even properly do some simple house chores, right? Whenever he's home, all he hears is you complaining about everything. So he tells me he feels very uneasy living in the same house as you. He has told me the same story thousands of times by now. You didn't even know, did you?
What do you mean I can't do simple house chores? Surely you're talking about your own son, right? I'm also extremely busy every day since we both work a 9-to-5 job. But all your son does after he comes home is lie around and do absolutely nothing the whole day. Not once has he helped me with the house chores, no matter how tired I might be from working during the day. If I can't do simple house chores, who is cleaning the house? How can the house be clean all the time? Is there a ghost doing the chores for us?
Are you serious? Why are you surprised that you have to do the chores? It's your job. All you have to do when you get married is stay home and just become a housewife. After all, taking care of your husband is the job of a wife in the household. But you don't want to quit your job just because of your own selfish reasons.
Wait a minute. There's a big misunderstanding happening right now. Yes, it's true that I do love my job, which is a good thing, isn't it? So I have no plans of quitting my job. But me not quitting my job was agreed upon between us way before we got married. And this might come out very rude and disrespectful, but I need to tell you the reality of the situation. Unfortunately, your son does not earn enough on his own. It would be extremely difficult for the two of us to live off just his earnings, which is also why I have to keep working whether I like it or not. Thankfully, I do love my job, as I said, so it's not a big deal.
How dare you? Did you really just say that? So you're basically just telling me that you're a crazy spendthrift, isn't it?
Huh?
You said it's extremely difficult for you two to live off my son's earnings. Have you considered that maybe it's because you keep buying yourself those high-brand bags you love to carry around? Obviously, my son is married to someone who is such a crazy money spender. No matter how much money my son earns, it's just not going to be enough because of the amount you spend.
No, that is not the reason why his earnings alone is not enough. Yes, it's true that I do own some high-brand bags, but I'm not just buying them because I'm into high-brand and want to keep getting new ones. I buy a few just in case we have to go out to maybe like a party and we don't embarrass ourselves looking like a fool.
See, I told you. My poor son has to work so hard just for your selfish reasons. I can't believe my son had to marry a greedy woman like you. No wonder my poor baby is always tired and complaining about his marriage.
Hello? Are you not understanding a single thing I'm telling you? Now that I think about it, I feel like we have the same conversation every time you bring up your son. So you're basically just trying to tell me to have a divorce as soon as possible, right?
Yes, finally. You finally understood me after all these years. File a divorce as soon as you can, and please, for the love of God, let my poor son be free from your torture.
So you're saying please return my son back to me, huh? Sure, whatever. I've also had enough of this clown fiesta. I'll talk to your son about us having a divorce.
Hey, you! I heard about all the things you've done. You sly little rat. How disgusting can you be? I can't believe it.
Huh? What exactly are you talking about?
You two bought yourself a $500,000 house and you thought nobody's going to find you, did you? Did you think you could keep it a secret? My son told us to come live with him, so we decided to move into the house. So stop being annoying. Hurry up and open the door to the house.
What? What are you even talking about?
Like I said already, me and my husband are going to live with you two. Why is that so hard to understand? What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine too. So the nice house you bought is also ours. If you're not happy with that decision, my son said you can get out of the house. What a pity for you, huh? But you have no choice.
Like, what are you trying to say? I'm having a hard time understanding everything you're saying right now. You know, I'm single right now, right? I'm no longer married to your son.
What? What nonsense are you spewing right now? Explain this nonsense right now. What is happening?
Why is it so hard to understand? What is there even to explain? It's exactly as I said. We've already filed for divorce, you know. So you and we're no longer related.
Wait, what? You two actually got a divorce? Why would you do something so foolish? How could you do that?
I'm sorry, but this is pretty funny, and you're making zero sense. You remember the amount of times you nagged me to get a divorce with your son? You told me to get a divorce, lady, which is exactly why I got a divorce, and now you're asking me why I did it? Make it make sense to me, please.
Well, I did tell you to, but why would you have a divorce at such weird timing?
What do you mean, such a weird thing? I'm finally free from you and your son's torture, so that's why I decided to buy a nice house. From now on, I'm going to live in this house with my own parents, thank you very much. And since we're no longer a family, I would appreciate it if you stopped acting like one.
You little, how dare you? You think we'll let you do such a selfish thing? We already packed all our bags and belongings. What are we supposed to do now? Stop acting like a selfish witch and let us into the house.
Why on earth would I ever do that? Why do I need to let a complete stranger into my house? Does this look like an orphanage or some charity house where I just let anyone in? Stop spewing your nonsense and go home. Stop bothering me. Bye-bye.
How could you? I'm your mother-in-law.
You mean you were? Like I said, we're no longer related.
Like why? You kept refusing to have a divorce. Why all of a sudden you just agreed to have a divorce? I didn't think you would buy a house. You know what? I'll allow you to be with my son again. I can talk to my son about it. My son has always wanted to own a house, so I'm sure he'll be happy too. How does that sound? I'll also stop nagging to you about having a divorce. We'll just quietly live with you. What a graceful offer, don't you think?
From everything you just said right now, you said it like as if you're doing this for me and it's for my benefit. But do you realize there is not a single merit for me? Even the divorce we just had, I've had talks with your son multiple times to make sure if it was the right thing to do. Once the decision was made, to no surprise, your son already had a divorce agreement ready with his signature and rudely threw it at me telling me to sign it. And I was the one who also had to submit the paper in, even though it was your side that wanted the divorce so bad.
But why would you get a divorce at such timing? Don't you think you also had malicious intent? Or maybe you wanted the divorce more than us. You also never had any talks with my son about buying a house, did you? I'm sure you didn't, because if he knew about you buying a house, he would never agree to having a divorce.
Like, duh. I decided to buy the house after we had a divorce. So why on earth would I have any discussion with your son about buying the house when I had no intention of buying a house before having a divorce? Do you ask or discuss to a random stranger or people that's not related to you about buying a house?
How could you be this cold-hearted? What do you want? What do you need to feel better and forgive us? My dear, could you please let us into your house first? We can calmly talk about this matter in person, right?
Stop! There's absolutely nothing to talk about. I am no longer married to your son, and I'm happily living my new life free of chains. So I'm sorry, but please, stop bothering me anymore.
My God, you're so stubborn. Fine, I'm sure you need some time to think it over, so I'll let you be for today. But you better make sure to talk to my son and stop being so selfish and arrogant. I'm saying this for you, so you better listen.
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I don't have to think about anything. I've already decided on what I want, and I don't want to talk to your son ever. Also, it's you and your family that's selfish and arrogant, so just shut it.
Hey, Jessica. I heard everything from my mom. You're still being selfish and arrogant like a child? You know my mom is in awe because of how childish your behavior is. Stop being so mad. Can't you just forget about what happened in the past? It was just a small fight, just like all the other fights we used to always have, right? Why are you blowing it out of proportion?
Huh? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how long I had to endure your abuse? How much it affected me mentally? Now, all of a sudden, you want to pretend like it was not a big deal? Pretend like nothing happened and get back together? Is this some kind of sick joke? You know that April's in 5 months, right?
Look, man, it was just a misunderstanding. I know I was being harsh at times, but that's because I knew you could do better. Even then, it really surprised me that you would be able to buy a house on your own. I'm really impressed with you. I guess you were working much harder than I thought you were. I apologize for not recognizing your hard work.
Yeah, keep saying nonsense. It's none of your business now anyway.
Stop acting so tough. You were never like this. You know that it was always my dream to own a house too. I also remember that it was also your dream to own a house, my dear Jessica. So when I heard that you bought a house, I was ecstatic since both of our dreams came true, which is why we packed our bags and headed straight to the house as soon as we found out, you know? But when we got there, you just refused to let us in. How could you be so cold-hearted?
Are you serious right now? Are you out of your mind? We are divorced. We are no longer together. You are exactly the same as your mother, aren't you? You only care about yourself. You think you're the center of the universe and only want things to go your way, always twisting words to your liking.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Whenever something bad happens to you, even if it's nothing serious, you blow it out of proportion and act like a drama queen. Despite your weird behavior, I endured all that nonsense because that's how marriage should be. So can't you also endure our mistakes and accept us once again? Pretty please.
Yuck. You're a grown-ass man. Don't ever say pretty please, you freaking weirdo. How do you even have the guts to say anything you're saying right now after all you've done to me? Why would I ever want to get back together with someone like you psycho? You knew we were both working, but you never helped with the house chores. Not only that, you had the audacity to complain about how I'm not doing the chores perfectly. I earned way more than you, and yet I also had to chew housework on top of that to satisfy your needs, Your Majesty. Why do I need to waste my precious time on a selfish brat like you every day? Please, make it make sense to me.
You were mad about something so insignificant? God, you're such a drama queen. You act like it was something jail-worthy, like you're the woman, so it's your duty to do all the housework. So I don't know why you're acting like I was in the wrong for expecting you do what you should be doing. But whatever, I forgive you for that selfish thought.
What? Like, stop typing. You disgust me, you cycle. I already knew you were hopeless, but talking to you right now reassured me that you are human trash. What do you mean it's your duty, you misogynistic piece of crap? Then why are you, a man, so darn weak? No muscles looking like a tree branch from head to toe? You have no right to tell any woman what they should or should not be doing when you're so pathetic yourself. With your logic, women are also weaker, right? So use your big muscles and do all the hard work, including house chores. Your misogyny disgusts me. I feel like I'm talking to someone from 50 years ago, you piece of garbage.
What did you just call me? Just because I try to be nice to you? Now you think you're almighty, huh? Fine. If you want to play the blame game, it's you who decided to submit the divorce agreement, not me, you. So it's your fault. You are always like this. Whenever I try to be nice to you, you always take advantage of it. Just shut up and let us into the house. My parents and I will live in this house. You get out of this house now!
There he is, finally showing his true colors. I was getting goosebumps when you were trying to act nice. You're a complete stranger to me now. Why do you think you have the right to tell me to get out of my house? I knew for a long time that you were completely insane. And after getting a divorce and calmly thinking about what happened during our marriage, I'm more sure about how much of a psychopath I was dealing with all those years. Thank God I decided to finally get a divorce before things got way worse.
How dare you!
No matter what happens, I would never let you into the house or even near my yard. So just give up and get lost. You damn psychos. So you've finally done it, huh? Do you realize what you've all done? You're all criminals now. Don't worry about your son. I'll personally make sure he hands himself over to the police. So stop running, and you better hand yourself in too.
What? What are you even talking about? Are you okay?
Don't act like you have no idea what's going on. We have cameras everywhere in our house. We got everything on video. We saw on tape how you guys assaulted a high schooler that came to visit our house.
Wait, what? What high schooler? What nonsense are you spewing right now?
You creeps. You assaulted her thinking it was me, right? It was cold outside, so I let her on my coat, which is probably why you thought it was me in the coat. You guys attacked her from behind, right? Don't deny it. We saw everything.
Wait, that was not you? We really thought it was you.
So you do admit to assaulting someone, and you really thought it was me, huh? Person you assaulted, she is my cousin who was visiting us because I was helping her with her studies. I knew you were all terrible people, but you keep going lower and lower, huh? Obviously, it's a big crime, so I'll be reporting this incident to the police.
Please wait, hear me out. I knew something was wrong. My son was not contacting me after the incident. There is a reason to everything that happened. Please, let me explain.
Your son was in a panic state after he was arrested, so he already confessed to everything you've all done. Your plan was to dress yourself as a weirdo and attack me. Then when I'm screaming for help, your son will appear out of nowhere and rescue me from the weirdo, hoping that will light up the fire and make me have feelings for your son again. What kind of pathetic plan is this? Did you really think that would have worked? Making your son look like a hero and make me fall in love with him again? So that your son and I can get back together again? Not only do you think like a criminal, you do realize the action you've taken is also a crime. Have you all gotten completely insane?
My baby, he really confessed to all that? Are you sure you're not making things up?
After I got really mad at him, he panicked and started telling me everything. At first, I thought your son helped my cousin out, so I was quite thankful. How wrong was I to think maybe he changed? When he saw who he helped, he panicked and said, "What? You're not Jessica." Like, how dumb do you have to be to say that out loud? Also, he's a terrible liar and was never good at hiding anything. You could tell his lie from a mile away. Whether I liked it or not, I was married to him for a while, so I know how he acts. So I knew something was wrong when he was telling us the fake story.
You figured it all out that easily? We planned it thoroughly.
You're a woman yourself. You should know that women's intuition is not something to be messed with. When I thought that the story didn't really add up, I told him that I'm going to check the camera to watch the video to make sure. Then he suddenly panicked and screamed, "There's no need to do that." He also had the audacity to get mad at us, when in reality, he was in the wrong. That's when I knew he must have planned this or is affiliated with this incident in some way.
Oh, my baby, he indeed was never good at lying. Only bad thing about him was that he always too honest.
I don't even know how you managed to still try to make it sound like your son is a good man. I know love makes you blind, but this is something else. But really, I was extremely shocked, you know? When I found out who the culprit was, my ex-mother-in-law Amanda, wow. I already knew you and your son are crazy people, and that you wouldn't give up on things easily, so maybe you would do something scummy. But this is really low, even for your family. How shameless can you be? Are you not ashamed of your actions?
It's your fault. It's all because you kept refusing to let us live in your house. You left us no choice. If you stopped being so stubborn and just remarried my son, things wouldn't have escalated like this. Do you understand what you've done? It's all your fault. Your fault. Your fault.
Stop with your bullcrap, you disgusting psychos.
What did you say? How dare you?
My poor cousin. Do you know how young she is? Making her suffer just because of your selfishness? Thankfully, she wasn't hurt too bad physically, but you've traumatized her. She's still shivering in fear from what happened. And you still have the audacity to blame me for your foolish actions? How dare you? How dare you, you criminals?
It's your fault. It's your fault. All you had to do was just remarry my son. Why was that so hard, huh? If you just agreed to it, things wouldn't have turned out this way.
You really are the queen of never taking any fault and blaming it on someone else, huh? I've had it with you people. I've endured enough, don't you think? I'll make sure you never will want to mess with me or my family ever again. Mark my words.
What do you mean by that? Show some respect to your elders. Do you know who you're talking to?
Oh yes, I know exactly who I'm talking to. Mother of a trash human being who made me suffer all these years.
How dare you say that again?
I'll say it again and again. Your son is a trash human being who betrayed me and made me endure so much pain. Your son is trash. I wasn't struggling financially, so I thought I shouldn't really escalate things, but you leave me no choice. Looks like you're never going to learn your lesson until you get what's coming to you, huh? I'll show you that you're not living in your own fairy tale, that this is real life. You will pay for everything you've done. I will make sure your family pays the consolation money.
Huh? Are you stupid? You're making absolutely no sense to me. What are you even talking about? I'm so confused. What do you mean by betrayed? What consolation money?
Oh, did your son never tell you? Your trash son has been having an affair with another woman during our marriage. He would go on trips with her. Not only that, they would meet occasionally just to have sex, that little scum. That idiot thought I would never find out. Little did he know that the hotel he used to go to with his mistress is one of the hotels that I manage. So I have all the proof I need that your son was having an affair with some woman that I've never met. It's even caught on camera, and I have many other proofs. What do you have to say about that, huh?
What? My son? My lovely son? Having affairs with another woman?
When we had a divorce, I just assumed that he would just switch to his mistress in an instant. So I knew you would eventually find out in the future. But it looks like I was the one to let you know the truth instead of your son, huh? Well, surprise.
There is no way. My son? He would never do something dirty like that. He is the purest boy. You must have mistaken him for someone else. Please tell me you're lying. Are you pranking me? This is not funny.
I'm sure you don't want to believe it, but sorry, this is the truth about your son. With the recent incident, I learned that I just can't let the past go since you will all never learn your lesson if you don't get punished. So I decided that I'm going to be asking for consolation money. You better be prepared to pay the money. I might be nice, but I'm not a fool. Don't think that just because I'm being nice to you, that you can just do whatever you want and get away with it. I'm not an idiot, and I've had enough of your family.
Please wait. Calm down, my dear. There is no way we can pay the consolation money. My son is a big spendthrift, so he has no savings. How was he supposed to pay? He has no money himself and he spent money on a mistress? I can't believe it.
Why don't you keep coming up with new excuses? Also, remember you used to call me the spendthrift? Look how the tables have turned. No matter what you say, I'll never forgive your family. All the pain I had to endure because of you people, I will never forget it. If you have anything else to say, I'll hear it in court, so be prepared. I won't be listening to anything you have to say, so talk to my lawyer if there's anything you want to get across from now on.
Look, my dear, I apologize. We definitely are at fault for the incident that happened, but that's just how much my son loves you and wanted to get back with you. He loves you very much.
God, stop being so delusional and attached to your son. It disgusts me. Your son loves me and wanted to get back together with me. He doesn't have any feelings for me. All he cares about is this house I own and wants it to become his. Like I said, I'm not a fool. You can't fool me with your words. Don't think that I'm someone you can just use and throw away after you're done.
No, we never thought of you that way. Please, we have no place to live. We really need your help, my dear. I beg you, please. We won't stay long, just until we find a place to live. Please, let us live with you until then.
Whatever reason you have, you do realize you tried to assault me? A complete stranger tried to assault me. There's absolutely no way I would ever let you into my house. Who knows what you would do to me? I'm not a saint. Even I'm not that nice. Don't worry, I'll call the cops and let them take you in. It will solve your problem of not having any place to sleep, right? You'll have a comfy place to sleep. You deserve what's coming to you. You psychos, go to hell. As I said that, I handed my ex-mother-in-law and ex-husband to the police for the crime they've committed. I guess they finally realized the mistake they've committed. They both kneeled and begged for forgiveness. The cops said they will get the punishment for assault as they should. But honestly, I wish people like them stay behind bars for eternity so that nobody else has to suffer because of them. Thanks to all the proof I've provided, I'm promised a lot of consolation money from my ex-husband. So I'll be using that money with my cousin who had to suffer for absolutely no reason. We're planning to go on a nice trip somewhere to clear our minds. Looks like my mother-in-law and my ex-husband have finally learned their lesson. After they paid the consolation money, they didn't bother me at all. Thank God. I guess karma really hit them hard, huh?
Wait a second. No. Please tell me that this is some kind of a joke. Are you telling me that you're really Josh's mom? I knew that his real parents had gotten a divorce and felt so bad for him, but I had no idea that his dad had married you. But don't you worry, though. I'll take perfectly good care of little Josh and make sure he gets all the love that he needs.
I take it this is Laura, then? Well, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you coming over today. It was very lovely to meet you. I guess you were pretty surprised to find out that Josh's dad had remarried then. I'm surprised Josh didn't mention anything at all about having a stepmother.
Well, it's not like I can really blame him at all for wanting to hide something like that from the world. I mean, I bet he was just so embarrassed to even have to introduce you as his mom. It must be so awkward to have to tell everyone that he is a stepmom.
I really don't think that Josh is embarrassed because his dad remarried. And besides, just because we're not related by blood doesn't mean that I don't care a lot for him.
Oh, of course not. I'm so sorry. I never meant to imply anything like that at all. I mean, I'm sure that you really believe that deep down. But whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. After all, Josh is going to be all mine soon, so you don't have to worry about keeping this up for much longer.
Laura, I'm not sure if there's been some kind of miscommunication or something like that, but you should know that I really care about Josh. And just because we're not related, that doesn't mean that I don't still think of him as my son. Do you understand? I really would appreciate it if you just stopped talking as if I'm just holding on to him for someone to take him off my hands.
Oh, come on. You don't really think that you can actually think of Josh as your son, do you? I mean, I know for a fact that you were divorced as well, weren't you? So I think we both know that you were just someone else's trash that another man felt bad enough for to take back home with him. Honestly, though, his dad was better off marrying someone younger than him this time.
Laura, do you have any idea how terribly rude you're being right now? Where is all of this coming from?
Oh, am I being rude? How do you figure that? I really didn't think I was being anything like that at all.
Well, you're being rude and you're saying all kinds of terrible things. Now look, I am telling you that I think of Josh as my son, and nothing is going to change that. I don't care if you don't like it, it's how things are around here.
Oh man, you're even more delusional than I thought if you really actually believe that. But if you're really going to act like this, then maybe I should just call the wedding off.
Hold on a second, you're telling me that you're going to call a wedding off all because your fiancé's dad got remarried?
Okay, fine. You're lucky that I'm kind enough that I wouldn't actually do that. But yes, obviously that's a huge deal, so don't act like it's not. It's going to be so embarrassing to have to explain that you're not even my husband's real mom. I'll just have to explain that my father-in-law made a mistake and for his second marriage ended up picking poorly with you.
Laura, I'm really sorry, but I have no idea where you're getting any of your information from. What makes you think that you can talk to me like this? You've got some real nerve. Do you realize that?
Okay, so you say that, but am I wrong? Was I off about anything? Because I don't see why you should be getting upset at me just for telling the truth. But I heard that your father is actually quite rich, isn't that right? So maybe there is some logic as to why Josh's father chose to marry you after all.
Again, I really don't know where you're getting any of this information from at all. But you really have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. Don't try and hide the truth from me. You don't have to go and do that. I mean, let's be real. It's obvious that you're really not all that good looking. You had to be picked up for a reason.
So you think that after a woman has gone through her first divorce that the only reason a man would ever want to marry her would be for some ulterior motive?
I mean, I didn't say that exactly, but if you want to put those words in my mouth, feel free to. But you really are the classic example of this happening. You know that you're nothing but another man's leftovers, so as a defense mechanism, you've latched yourself onto Josh to try and feel like you have a real purpose here. And now you're just mad because I'm pointing it out.
Wow. Just wow. And you're telling me that Josh really wants to marry a girl like you? Because I had no idea that he had such poor taste in women. You have to be one of the rudest people I have ever met.
Well, I suppose he knew that it was best to marry someone young and pretty like me. But it's okay. I know the effect I have on other women. I know how jealous I make you. But at least Josh was smart enough to snatch me up when he had the chance. But I guess you would really have no idea about marrying as a pretty girl.
Yeah, I guess not. You sure are right about that. Anyways, I thought I had heard all about you from Josh, but it's clear he neglected to tell me a few things.
Well, anyways, I just wanted you to know that you did a great job taking care of this boy who wasn't even yours. And for that, you do actually have my thanks. But you should also know that after Josh and I get married, he's not going to need you in his life anymore, okay?
Oh, really? Because somehow I can't actually see Josh saying that he won't need me in his life. But now that I know who he's getting involved with, I have some serious thinking to do.
Hey there, Rachel. I was just curious. What did you think of Josh's fiancée, Laura?
Well, my impression before meeting her was that she was this lovely, polite, kind person. But I think there are some things about her personality that didn't quite sit well with me when we actually met.
Yeah, I think I might know what you're talking about. I mean, she couldn't even hide the look on her face when she found out that you were Josh's stepmom. And I think it was after we had said that her attitude about things began to change.
I'll sure say so. She completely started looking down on me the moment she realized I wasn't Josh's biological mother. Not only that, but she even texted me after she had left our house for the day.
Oh, really? She did? I didn't know that. What kinds of things was she telling you?
She was just insulting me for having been divorced before and for not actually being related to Josh.
You mean to tell me that the woman our son is going to marry messaged you just to tell you those things? Wow, she really isn't the girl we thought she was at all.
Well, I am just sure that that's her showing me her real colors. I just don't know how Josh hasn't seen that yet.
Well, then what do you think we should do about this? I mean, this is the woman that Josh loves, so should we say anything about all this?
Part of me wants to think that this is all going to come out in the open on its own, but I would hate for Josh to regret his first marriage. And I would feel just awful if I saw him get that hurt over being lied to like this.
Rachel, you really are so thoughtful. Do you know that? I mean, I really couldn't ask for a better mother for Josh. You're sweet when you need to be. You know how to discipline him effectively. I'm sure that you've prepared him to go out and be his own man in this world.
Oh, Hank, what is this all of a sudden? You're going to make me blush talking like that.
But I'm being serious. I mean, just take his job. He was so unsure of himself at this position, but you encouraged him and egged him on, and now he's managing the whole place. He owes you a lot.
Well, we weren't even married back then. I was surprised that Josh felt comfortable enough to talk to me about that.
I know I was too, but that was the moment I knew that Josh needed someone like you in his life.
You do know that I also care deeply about Josh as well, right? He really does feel like my own son, and I would do anything for him.
Well, I think you've already done more than his real mom ever has for him. I can't think of anyone else more qualified to call themselves Josh's mother.
I am so happy that you think that, Hank. But I can think of one person who would say that I'm not.
Oh, right, Laura. I just really don't even know what we can do with someone like her. Of course, I don't want Josh to regret this either. But I'm just glad that Josh has had someone like you in his life. I'm sure he'll make the right decision for it.
Oh, Hank, are you forgetting that you're Josh's parent as well? If he's raised any kind of way, it's because of us both. I'm so happy that we've all found each other and are part of each other's lives now.
I agree with you there. I really don't think that I could have done any of this on my own without you there. So, I just want you to know how grateful I am for you.
Hank, you are a very sweet man, and I am so happy we're together, but we really do have more pressing matters to be talking about right now. We still have to figure out what we're going to do about Laura and how we might be able to show Josh the truth.
Hey there, I just wanted to let you know that since I'm going to be marrying into the family, what's yours is going to become all mine, right? So anyways, that's why, while you were away on a trip, I decided to use the house.
Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that you did all of this? You're the reason our house was trashed when we got back? There was trash all over the floor, the freezer was left open, and I was missing all of my purses and makeup. Are you really telling me that you were the one that did all of that?
I mean, that sounds a little dramatic the way you're putting it. All I did was borrow a key to the house. I figured you all wouldn't mind since you were away on your trip.
So then you admit it. You admit that you broke into the house and made all this mess? I'm of half a mind to call the police, you know.
Oh, please, don't make such a big deal out of this. It was only me who did it, so there's nothing to worry about at all.
Of course there's plenty to worry about. We all thought that a burglar had broken into our house or something. And where did you put all my things that I can't find, huh? You can't just take my things without asking me.
What are you talking about? I'm your daughter-in-law, aren't I? If you were kind enough to raise someone you weren't related to, like Josh, why can't you be kind to me?
What in the world are you even talking about? Don't you realize that you've committed a crime by doing this? I don't care at all if you're my daughter-in-law.
Ugh, you really are such a pain, do you know that? Well, I just want you to know that your selfishness is not winning me over. And at this rate, I'm never ever going to really see you as my mom.
I don't care at all about that. Do you have any idea where you stand right now? Just give me my things back right this second.
Hey, Rachel, you do know that today is my wedding, don't you? So just what in the world do you think you're doing, huh?
What are you talking about? I only went to go and speak with you a little bit and you threw a can of beer right at me.
Well, I don't ever remember calling you over to speak to me in the first place, do you?
Excuse me? What is that supposed to mean?
I mean that you're nothing to this family after today. You're just a stepmother who is going to fall away into the background. It's high time that you realize you don't have a place here anymore. So you better not show your face around here again, or else I'll call the police and have them drag you out of here. Got it?
Well, if that's the way you're going to act, then of course I'm not going to go into your wedding. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, really? Well, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought. And here I thought I had a reason to worry about you. But the only people that are going to be allowed at the wedding are blood relatives.
Oh, really? Is that so? I must have missed that memo on the invitation.
Well, just as long as you realize where you stand in all of this now. I really don't care at all if you and Hank want to cut Josh and I off. I'll just tell everyone that I couldn't make things work with my no-good, cruel mother-in-law.
It's obvious that this was your plan right from the very start, but whatever. Do what you will.
Hey, what the heck is going on here? Why am I being told that we can't start the ceremony until you arrive?
I don't get what you're so shocked about. Why are you even bothering to message me about this?
Well, I mean, I don't get it. I was just told that the venue got a call from you telling them to cancel the whole wedding? What the heck is going on here?
Well, it's just what you said. I canceled the whole wedding. Consider it payback for throwing that beer at me.
But this doesn't make any sense at all. Why would the staff listen to you about this? This is my wedding. You shouldn't be able to cancel it.
Well, I was the one who arranged for it all and paid for it, so... And you should also know that it was Josh who asked me to do all of that to begin with.
I guess, now that you say that, Josh did say that you knew a lot more about throwing a wedding than he did, but I had no idea that he had left all the planning up to you.
Yeah, well, he did. And I was involved in this wedding every step of the way. But I guess you really had no idea about that at all.
So then you're telling me that you put this together and Hank had nothing to do with this at all? I don't get it. Why would he let someone like you arrange the whole wedding? You're nothing but a housewife and just another man's trash that Josh's dad picked up.
Yeah, you really need to check your facts on that one. First of all, I married Josh's father for love. Second of all, I know that you think that Hank owns a business, but I'm the one that does that. Hank is just my assistant.
What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
Of course it does, and I used my connections with the manager of the venue to get you a good deal. I really did have to pull some strings all to make this wedding come together, so it is such a shame to cancel it. But don't worry, you'll be getting the invoice for the whole thing in the mail soon.
Wait, what? You're going to try and make me pay for all of this? How would that even work?
Well, it's the policy of the venue that the person making the reservations has to be there at the time of the event. But since you threw your beer on me and kicked me out, the venue can't start the wedding. And everyone did see you do that to me.
But I mean, this is Josh's wedding. Are you really going to cancel it just over this?
Actually, he just messaged me and agreed with what I was doing. He apologized for being so blind to the person that you really are.
That can't be right. You mean that Josh is really breaking up with me? This can't be happening. I won't allow it.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, the decision really isn't in your hands at all. And Josh is terribly upset with you.
He's upset with me? He should be upset with his stepmother pulling the plug on his own wedding. Why is he even this upset about it?
I already explained this to you, Laura. Just because we're not related by blood doesn't mean that we don't care very much about each other. I think of Josh as my son, and he thinks of me as his mom, and it's been that way for a long time now.
But this doesn't make any sense. How could someone feel that way?
Well, Josh's mom died when he was very, very young. I had already known Hank through my work, and I got to know Josh from a young age. So by the time his father and I got married, Josh and I were already very close. When his mom died, I had no intention of marrying Hank or becoming Josh's mother, but then life just sort of happened to push us together. I mean, you do know that Josh calls me Mom, don't you?
Does he actually call you Mom?
I guess that I just never noticed that. Well, after Hank and I got married, Hank's health worsened and eventually he couldn't run the company like he used to. He asked me to take over for him, and he's been assisting me ever since.
But I still don't get it. You're not even Josh's real mom. How could he be getting this upset just over what I did to you?
You really aren't a strong reader at all, are you? I practically raised Josh from when he was a baby to the man who he is today. So I'm really not sure what you thought you were accomplishing with your little attack on me. All it served was to turn everyone who might have been your friend against you.
So then, you're saying that this is all my fault and everyone thinks that I'm the bad guy in this?
I don't even think it's a matter of thinking that. I think that's just the plain truth, if you ask me. You threw beer on your own future mother-in-law and tried to throw her out of your wedding. At this point, everyone probably just thinks you're only marrying Josh to try and get to his family's money. But you should know that I was never going to allow that to happen in the first place. Oh, and by the way, the house was installed with security cameras, and now I have the footage of you stealing all my things. I've already told the police, and they're on their way right now. So I'll be sure to make you pay for those as well. Have a nice life. After that, Laura changed her tune and begged me to come back to the wedding and call off the police. But by then, Josh had already come out to talk to her and explained to her that the wedding was off and would never be back on. Laura was also arrested for her theft of my things and for her assault on my person. In court, she was fined with the whole of the wedding, as well as the goods she stole, and had to take out a huge loan in order to repay all that she owed me. I heard that after that, she lost her job because of the scene that she made and the videos of her that circulated around the internet. She was so embarrassed by all the rumors being passed around by her coworkers that she couldn't stand to be in the company any longer. Now I hear that she lives in a tiny apartment that she had to move into after quitting her job. Unable to find any new work at the same pay, she was forced to take on multiple part-time jobs and live a life of poverty in order to pay back all of her debts accumulated from her bad behavior. Josh apologized to me and said that he truly had no idea what a horrible person Laura was. I said that was okay and that love sometimes makes us blind to the red flags that we would otherwise pick up on. Josh has been quite sad since his wedding fell apart, but I'm doing my best to be there for him and encourage him to never give up on love. I think him knowing that his father and I found each other in our adult years gave him some reassurance. Since then, things have mostly gone back to normal, and I've returned to managing Hank's business as I had been. Josh is next in line to take over the company, but he is still training to understand all the different departments and roles that he will have to supervise over when his time comes. I realize that to the outside eye, a family like what I have with Hank and Josh might seem a little unorthodox. But it doesn't change the reality of the feelings that we all have for each other. Family truly is what you make it, and I am glad that the three of us were strong enough not to let a woman like Laura get in the way of that. Love truly is strong enough to overcome any kind of adversity. The next time someone tries to tell me that I'm not really family with those who I know in my heart are, I already know it won't even faze me after the kinds of things I've had to deal with in this most recent episode involving Laura. I only hope that Laura herself can pull her life together and learn a valuable lesson about respect. Otherwise, she is going to have a hard time fixing her life and digging herself out of the hole that she's dug through all her bad behavior and annoying antics. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey, pile of crap wife. Are you still inside at my parents' house? I am still in the house, yes. Did you need something else from me today? Did you make sure to finish all of the laundry? I want to make sure you got to all of my blankets and sheets as well before I get home. Because if you still haven't finished them like what happened last time, then I'm going to be even more furious with you. And you wouldn't want another taste of my anger, right? All you're good for is doing the chores and nothing else, you pile of garbage. So you'd better have finished up with all of today's chores, and I mean everything. Because if you can't even do chores for the family and I anymore, then you really are worth nothing to us here. Are you feeling bad for yourself for having to hear all of this from me? Ashamed that you have to be told such trivial stuff at your age? I've given up on feeling bad for myself now since this has gone on for so long. And I'd never be ashamed. As for the laundry, it's all done now and I was about to start folding it. Even your bedding is done and has even finished drying outside. So don't get too worked up about it. You really are the worst woman and wife ever. Why did my brother ever choose to marry an uneducated woman like you? It's not even like you have any good looks and you only ever graduated from high school. And you've never even gotten yourself a proper full-time job before, right? Well, considering that you're completely hopeless, there was never a chance you'd get a proper job in the first place. Say whatever you want about me, I'm used to it all now. What is that nonchalant attitude all about? It's disgusting. Do you want me to teach you another horrible lesson? That right there, could you stop doing that all the time? Just because I never went anywhere after high school doesn't mean you have to judge my whole life based off it, right? And why would my sister-in-law even care that much about my education in the first place? It's been 3 years now since I married your brother, and you should be over all that childish crap. What was that? You think you can finally talk back to me starting today? I'll have you know, it's because you have no education that I have to say all of this about you. You are nothing more than a lowlife, which means that all you should be doing is shutting up and listening to me. You can't seriously be saying things like that now, calling me a lowlife and all. And if you tell anything about this to Jay, he is not going to help you. I've already made sure he stays out of our drama. I know that already. By the way, I'm going to be getting married finally. What? Is that right? I hate that I'll have to leave this wonderful home and its slave, but the man I'm marrying not only has a very high education, but is a doctor. The kind of doctor that someone of your status would never be able to pull. I'm glad I actually went to college and graduated with a bachelor's from there. An uneducated lowlife like you would never be able to marry a doctor, let alone date one. So you're marrying a doctor? Congrats. I'm so happy to hear this. You're going to be lonely after I'm gone, right? No, actually, I won't be. But don't you worry one bit about that, all right? I'll make sure to have your hopeless ass coming over to my new place here soon to do the chores there as well. Excuse me? You want me doing the chores over at your new place too? The place where you'll be going with your soon-to-be husband? That's the place. You don't do anything else with your life after all, so that will be fun for you, right? And by the way, if you don't start coming over to do everything for us, I'll make Jay divorce you. Are you really willing to say crazy things like that now? I think you wanting to have me go all the way out to whatever new place you plan to move into to do all of your chores is not the right mindset you should have as a wife, all right? I don't think I'll be doing anything like that for you. You're going to be my slave forever, whether you like it or not. And the only person in this world that knows what to do with a low-life pile of trash like you is me. That's even more mean than before. That's right. This weekend, my man will be coming over to see all of you. What? He's coming out here?
That's right. So make sure you're home to introduce yourself to him. That should be something even the most pathetic of uneducated lowlifes can do.
Understood. So Dana's getting married now, is she?
What? Did you already hear about that from her? I only just heard about that a little bit ago, so that was quick. I heard she's marrying a doctor. I can't believe her. All she had to do was say she wanted to get married and boom!
So her fiance really is a doctor then?
I'm sure you'll be lonely once my older sister's out of this house, but she told me that she'll still be asking you to go and hang out with her a lot, so you don't have to worry.
Huh? I don't have to worry. What are you going on about, Jay? Are you being for real right now?
What? For real about what?
I'm not sure why it seems you've always thought of your sister and I being close to one another, but we're not. Why would you even think I'd be lonely to have her leaving? Have you seen the way she treats me? Can you even see the way she treats me?
Why are you getting all upset now, Finley? Are you starting to get a little bit jealous because my sister's marrying a doctor now? I've heard all about things from her, you know. You happen to be very close to her, and that's why you would most likely get jealous from the good news. I just hope you don't start saying any other rude things about my sister. She's always been spoiling you and treating you like her own little sister, so shouldn't you be happy instead of jealous?
I can't believe this. Jay, I have something very important to tell you. You have to start listening and trusting what I tell you, or else you're going to be left regretting a lot of things in the future.
Finley? You're acting all strange now. What happened? Did you hit your head on something?
Do you even care to listen to my answer? Or will you just ignore what I say and continue believing what your sister says about me?
I'll listen to you. Now, just calm down so that you can talk things over with me.
Then let me tell you in person. Hurry home as soon as you can once you're out of work, all right? I want to make sure you hear everything.
Pile of trash! I'm sure you're at least partially ready, aren't you? You finished cleaning up a lot of the house already, haven't you?
Yes, I've finished all of that. Will you both be arriving here soon?
I don't want you looking like the pile of garbage you are, so make sure to wear something nice today. You normally look like the holy grail of flies. That's why everyone calls you trash and a pile of crap.
Perhaps I always look a little bad because someone in the house went and tossed a lot of my good clothing?
What are you talking about? I have no idea who that could be you're referring to there. My fiancé and I are coming there right now, so don't do anything that would embarrass me, all right? And once the pile of trash woman has introduced herself, you get your ass into your room and stay there for the remainder of the time he's around.
All right, I'll make sure to do that.
Don't even answer any of his questions when he's there. Let me be the one to talk and then scurry off.
All right, I understand. I'll make sure to let you handle everything. Everything. All right?
You! Finley, what the hell was that about? What kind of games are you trying to play with me now? My fiancé just got up and left here. And where the hell did you run your ass away to? I have loads of things I want to yell your ear off about. Now get back here and listen to me. I am going to make you pay for all the crap you just pulled.
You and I are never going to meet with one another one-on-one again, so you don't have to stay upset with me. If there is ever anything you have to talk to me about in the future, I'm making sure that someone else will be there as a witness.
Huh? What the actual hell are you talking about? I am furious with you right now because of that stupid BS you just pulled. My fiancé was in shock and left me. You'd better start putting some actual thought into what you're doing right now before things get really bad, you freaking pile of crap idiot.
Who's really the pile of crap idiot here?
What? What did you say to me?
Your fiancé didn't just run away from you in shock, but told you that the marriage was off now. Are you still not aware of that? You must be a lot more brain dead than I first thought.
I will not forgive you for this now. You told him that you were the uneducated pile of trash wife to my brother, and then you told him you were pleased to meet him. Because you pulled that total crap during your introduction to him, he left me. Are you even aware of that? What the actual hell was that introduction?
What? Did I say something incorrect about myself then? I thought the person who I told him I am is the person you think of me as all the time, right? That's the kind of person I am to you, so why wouldn't I tell him that? Was there a problem or anything with that?
That is not the kind of thing you say about yourself in a setting like that. If you would have just been thinking, you would have known that.
You should have never told me he was a doctor.
Huh?
You should have never told me that your fiancé was a doctor. Had you never told me who he was, I probably wouldn't have had to tell him as much as I did today. But because I was aware of the person he is, I made sure he could understand who I was to you, and that really got him all shook up, didn't it? I think I did the right thing there.
I can't believe this. Did you really tell him all of that on purpose?
After what I just said to you, you should be more than aware that it was on purpose. Really does suck that before you two could even plan out a wedding, he left you and called off the marriage. Perhaps that means you're not as great of a woman after all. Oh, of course you're not. There's nothing about you that could be attractive to men.
You stop playing around with me right now. Who do you think you are, talking to me like that? Do you think it's okay for you to talk back to me like that right now? I'm going to make sure my brother leaves you now, and when I tell my parents about this, they'll kick you out of their house for sure.
I'm pretty sure you'll be the one getting kicked out, Dana.
Huh? No way in hell that's happening to me after this. This house is my family's house.
You've done a lot to hurt me over the past 3 years, and now I am no longer forgiving you for any of it. And neither will any of your family.
What are you trying to say to me right now? What do you think a hopeless woman like you will be able to do to me?
I'll have you know that everything you've done to me up until now has been recorded on video.
What? Recorded on video?
Not just video, though, actually, but there are screenshots of things as well as pictures that I've taken. Everything you've done to me has been recorded in some form or another. And I've been waiting a long time now for the perfect chance to exact my revenge.
Why do you keep on talking about a whole lot of nonsense, video recordings and screenshots? Did I ever even do anything wrong?
Well, there was that time you pushed me down those stairs. The time you hit me in the head and back with a cast iron frying pan, and those times you made me eat things that were either raw or rotten. But all this time, you've done a decent job of covering everything you did to me up. Like making me always cook for everyone in the house so that when I told Jay about how you'd feed me horrible things, he wouldn't believe me. And how you'd say you were never even in the same spot of the house as me when I went tumbling down the stairs or was hit by you with those pans. But I only say you did a decent job of all that because your mom started to notice you were lying.
Hold on a second. I did all of that to you?
You can keep trying to gaslight me about all of that, but these recordings and photos do not lie. I'm sure it's easy to say that you just forgot you did all of that as well, since you were the one who carried them out. But as the victim, I can remember every little detail of each and every event. Well, thankfully, the time has come for me to get this revenge. And now I'm going to win with all this evidence in my hands.
What do you mean by win? You're making it sound like I'm the bad guy or something here.
I'm sorry, but no matter how people try to look at things here, you are the bad guy in them all. But that's not something I care to explain to you anymore. I'm just happy to see that I didn't even need all of this evidence to convince your fiancé that you are indeed a terrible person, all with one simple introduction of myself.
There's no way this can be happening. I think he was just joking about not wanting to marry me.
I sure hope you keep thinking of that as nothing but a joke. The longer it takes for you to realize the truth, the harder things will become when you're punished. Also, the fact that your fiancé left you so easily there probably means that there was already a bit of indecisiveness in his mind about you. Perhaps you couldn't hide the bitch you really are deep down from him.
What is all this BS you keep saying about me? And calling this your revenge is so freaking lame. This isn't even a revenge for anything, and you're just being a monster because that's all you lowlifes seem to know how to behave. What did I ever do wrong to even deserve all of this?
The fact that you still don't understand all of the wrongs you've committed confirms to me you really are a failure of an adult. Well, don't worry, Miss Mentally Challenged. Soon your parents and brother will be helping you understand just how many terrible things you've done.
My family will... You can't seriously be saying that you'll tell my family about all of that.
Why wouldn't I? I gathered all of this evidence in order to tell them about you. And by the way, I already showed my husband everything.
Your husband? Jay? What the hell did you do to my brother?
I understand that he's your little brother and all, but he's also my husband, and that means I can do whatever I want with him. Also, all I was doing was showing him what you've done to me. I have a right to do that, correct? I mean, if you were so worried about him knowing those things, then why did you do all of them in the first place?
A right to... this isn't about your rights to do anything. It's not like any of that matters, though, because Jay would surely never believe what you showed him. He is the closest to me, after all.
And that's why for a while now he was never willing to actually listen to anything I'd say. But due to the fact that I had video evidence, there was no way he'd be able to claim that I was lying or anything like that. He was in shock, Dana. He was also so upset in himself for never giving me the chance to fully explain things to him that he said he'd never have to see you again. He doesn't want to see you again, frankly.
What was that? So, Jay, he actually believed you? That has to be a lie, right? There is no way in hell he'd ever listen to what you tell him over what I say. No way.
But after seeing all the videos I had taken, he had no other choice but to believe me. Although he really had no clue about all of the horrible things you'd done to me and was not ready to fully accept all of it. But after a few minutes, he knew he had to, and I'm sure the same will be said when I show the rest of your family this evidence. And even if they still don't want to, at least now, Jay no longer wants you to be in his house.
Huh? Does he think he can kick me out of the house now? Throw me away from my family?
Weren't you already planning on leaving the house and your family with that marriage? Why are you so upset about this becoming the end result for you? I guess you're not going to be getting married anymore, but that's something you had coming for you for a long time now, so it has nothing to do with the rest of us.
That was never coming for me. The only reason I've had to have all of this awful crap happen to me today, all of it is because of you. This is all your fault, Finley. Because you went and said all of that useless garbage to my fiancé, he left the house and I. And if that means we really won't be getting married to one another anymore, I will not let you get away from me.
Even if you won't let me get away from you, who's to say I will ever let you get near me again? You've really put yourself into a very cruddy situation by having bullied me like I really was your slave all these years. What happens to you next is all a part of my revenge, Dana. Be prepared for it.
Finley, what the hell is going on now? I just got a letter saying that I'm being taken to court. This shouldn't be happening to me, right? What are you trying to say I actually did to you?
You came back home to your parents' house after running out all night looking for your fiancé. Were then yelled at by the both of them for what you'd done to me, and then you came at me trying to punch me with nothing held back at all, right? There were plenty of witnesses in that room this time, so there's no way you're going to be able to talk your way out of punishment this time. And even if you could, I still have all the evidence from all the other incidents that I can take you to court for. No matter what you try and do now, you're screwed.
That was because you tried to make me look bad in front of my family. I was pissed off after what you'd done, so of course I was going to punch you. That's all it was.
Okay, but you're pretty well into your adult life now, correct? And when you go trying to punch another person like that, it becomes a crime. You weren't aware of that? From what it looked like, you might not have been, but were totally aware that you needed to hurt me in order to calm your anger.
You cut this crap out right now. I'm sorry that I got a little emotional in front of everyone the other day, okay? But trying to take me to court now? I never did anything bad enough to warrant you doing this to me, right? You and I, we're family, aren't we? Yet now you're going through all the steps to get me kicked out of the house and out of my family? What you've done makes you the bad guy. And if you go through with taking me to court and in front of a judge for everything, what am I going to be able to do in order to defend myself?
I don't care about what you'll be able to do. Find yourself a lawyer and hope for the best there. In my case, after all that I've had to go through, I have every right to take you to court and get my revenge. And then, after all is said and done, I will never have to see you again. It will only be Jay and I that are ever allowed to live with your parents, so you need to go and live somewhere else. Preferably far away from here. Your parents are on board with all of this as well, as they came to me to apologize for everything and they said they were done with you. Things will finally be a little bit easier for me now in the house.
Don't you find it a little strange that I'm having to be the one getting kicked out? And that you get to stay in my parents' house? That place has always been my house, yet for some reason, why should an uneducated and useless woman be allowed to stay there? Uneducated. Shut the hell up. I happen to be a far better person than you, even if I never went to college. And I was even able to get myself a husband, while you took 3 years from then to find yourself someone to marry, and he left you in an instant. Sure, you may have been good looking to him on the outside, but the moment he realized what you are within, he was gone. All you are is this shallow, stupid, and violent bitch. You can't say things like that about me, especially since I've just lost my fiancé because of you, Finley. You're still blaming that one on me? All that happened was him finding out about what you think of me, right? And no matter what you think, he was going to find out about how you'd been treating me eventually. But going and telling my family about me as well was a dick move. I no longer have a place to sleep, all right? And so what? You always brag about how you got yourself a bachelor's, so put that thing to use and find yourself a job. So you seem to have a lot of fun making fun of me for being uneducated in that regard, but I'm the one who actually found both love and a company job where I make decent money. What about you? Right after you graduated college, you never even bothered to find yourself a job. I know that recently you've been telling everyone about how you're still searching, but that can't be true, right? You graduated before I even married your brother, which means you've been searching for 10 years now. I think that might be another reason your fiancé left you, right? What the hell? You're really annoying me now. I have had a lot more going on than you know about. Had I really wanted to go out and work, I could have found a job anywhere. You could have? Then go get a job and quit whining. You will then be able to afford yourself a place to live and will no longer have to be around me, right? You are 32 years old now, aren't you? I thought that by that age, most women had a life of their own and were doing all right. And before you try and take a jab back at me, the only reason Jay and I still live with your parents is because he's paying the loan on this house off for them. But you haven't even helped by putting in $1, so it's kind of fair that you have to leave the house now, right? But no more goddamn buts, you idiot. You went and tried assaulting me again and are now going to court on criminal charges. And once you've been judged in court, you will have lost all of your family. Do you understand that? Every little bit of what's happened and what's happening to you is what you deserve. If you still don't quite get that, then please take your time. But if and when you do, get out there and start a life of your own, please. All you seem to know how to do is complain, you filthy piece of crap. You don't have to say that. Finley, please forgive me. Me deciding to forgive you or not all decides on what happens next. But for right now, I don't want to be around you and do not think I will ever forgive what you've done. Therefore, don't you ever try coming around me again. Goodbye forever. I hope you end up regretting everything you ever did to me in hell someday.
Are you all right with how everything went? With my sister and all? You didn't just have her taken away by the police because you couldn't get over what she did to you, right? I don't mean to say what happened to her wasn't warranted. After I saw those videos of what she'd done, I started to really hate her a lot.
I think she deserved everything that happened and that she'll have suffered enough by the time it's all over for her. I really hope that by her being taken into custody by the law, she'll learn her lesson.
I'm really sorry, Finley. Because I never took the time to notice what was going on, you had to spend 3 years going through hell with her.
There were times I could have shown you the evidence a lot sooner, but didn't, so I'm also to blame for that. Honestly, we shouldn't be blaming ourselves for any of what happened, though, since it's all in the past now.
I know that even my parents have been apologizing to you, which means from now on, I'm going to do everything for you to make sure you have the family you've always wanted. I also want to make sure you never question whether or not I'm your ally. I'm sure that for a bit that'll be tough for you, but I hope that after some time I'll have learned about all the horrible things that happened with you and you can really gain your trust back. From now on, I'm making time to talk to you, all right?
You saying that to me now is very heartwarming. So from now on, I'll make sure to let everything out. And soon we'll be having a kid to worry about as well, right? If we are both still having trouble getting along, I'd feel terrible for our baby.
Good point. You and I need to get going on growing really close to one another again, right?
And let's make sure to never think about Dana again. Because we still have our lives ahead of us and don't need the bad memories of her impeding what we do anymore. I even want to talk with your parents about this now, so we're all on the same page. That way, as your wife, I can finally feel like I'm actually your parents' daughter-in-law. In order to make sure that both Jay and myself could put his older sister behind us, we made deeper ties with his parents. I'm not aware of too much now in regards to what happened with Dana, other than the fact that she's moved into company housing, working somewhere I've never heard of. And as for the court case, I ended up never going through with it, and ending everything I held against her, because I just didn't want to bother with her anymore. I was already happy with the fact that both Jay and his parents got rid of her as a part of their family. So in the end, I think this was the best revenge I could have gotten after what she'd done. I'm now feeling much better about the choice I had made of marrying a man like Jay, and now have this sense of being his wife and his parents' daughter-in-law instead of some punching bag for Dana. And as a way of showing that they were truly sorry for what had happened to me, Jay's parents are taking me with them to the Philippines this coming month, and I'll get to spend a week growing even closer to the both of them at an all-inclusive resort. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.